makeshift cells, but they're empty. I mean, there's nobody in them.
We've decided to go take care of your bandit problem.
Ah, I'm glad. I was wondering if I would see you this morning. Kind of found out.
Do you know anything more than about them?
Actually, I do. I had an informant here in Red Larch that actually got back late last night, and I was informed that he followed the bandits all the way back to their camp. He followed them all the way back to the Bears and Boars Caves. And the Bears and Boars Caves they're just a couple miles here. And he asked if you have your map on you, which I'm sure you guys do. Whoever has the map can unfold it, and he's going to put on the map where the location is.
Donk left map in other pants.
Donk, you don't have any other pants.
Donk!
Do Donk even have pants?
Furry loincloth.
Mm-hmm. So, right at the end of the E, this is where the Bears and Boars Caves are. And he tells you that this would be, and he tells you that, wow, seeing that my informant, that I actually paid pretty handsomely for, because I just had a gut feeling that I knew that you guys would come back. This is an old cave system that, you know, every so many years, it seems like the bears and the boars always fight over it. Sometimes, you know, people will inhabit the cave. You know, sometimes the bears are hibernating. Sometimes when the bears leave to feed, the boars take it over. So this is where it's out on the map. It's about 8-10 miles away, and my informant followed these 4 bandits all the way back to that cave, and said that they have a camp outside, but they were also taking large chunks of meat back into the cave. And they were coming out. He said he had noticed and watched this for several hours, and noticed when they came out of the cave system that there was no meat. So it looks like they're feeding something in there. What they're feeding, they have no clue. He has no clue. The informant never saw anything.
Donk think they're burying meat for later.
Grawl, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, Grawl.
Let's get them.
I will definitely. Did he tell you the reward on that? Did the constable tell you the reward, or I know he gave you guys the rooms and whatnot for staying in Red Larch.
Nope.
I think it was 800 gold each.
Yeah, that's
anybody
definitely
want to back me up on that?
Well, he does tell you that he will pay everyone 5 gold apiece, and you can also keep any of the loot that you spoil. You know, all the spoils of loot. You know, spoils of war. You can have that also.
Like he could have stopped us from keeping the loot.
That seems a little low for risking our lives.
That's 5 golds each.
You know,
That's
when you think
5
of
golds.
25 gold, I could find a seasoned or veteran adventurer and pay him probably less than what I'm paying you to take care of this problem. I mean, I can put an ad up in the town, maybe go to the Singing Sword, and I could probably find someone to do it cheaper. I mean, if you guys are too busy. I mean, even though I did also take care of your accommodations while you're in Red Larch also. I think that's a pretty fair price to offer.
Donk will do it for 4 gold.
Alright, 5 gold's fine.
I mean 5 gold.
Alright, 5 gold then. kind of give him the evil eye.
Before we go, hold on. This is what bards are for. Hopefully I don't get a shite roll.
That roll shite.
What is that? Roll
Persuasion, to see if we can haggle over a little better gold. Maybe like 10 gold apiece.
I can't do 10. It's just not. It's just not
What
in
can
the
you
budget.
do?
my
I
friend.
mean, we're new in town and we're coming straight away to help you in your time of need.
The most I can do is I'll do 6 apiece, and that's the absolute most that I can do.
Alright, agreed. I'm fine with that.
That
Alright,
sounds
6 gold.
fair to me for now.
High five the bard on the way out.
When it comes to non-performance, he's clutch.
Exactly. Alright, so I guess we'll start making our way there if everybody is ready to go.
All right, you guys want to start making the? It probably won't take, but maybe a couple hours to walk that. So you guys are trekking through the hills that are partitioned into the fields and pastures, climbing fences, fieldstone fences, wooden fences, going around hedges, catching a couple thorns. Once you get about a mile outside of town, you can see that all of these cultivated areas are starting to give way to basically unspoiled wilderness. Then you're starting to travel through several miles of hills, woods, and grasslands, stretching as far as the eye can see, and see a lot of beautiful wildlife, none that attacks you, no ropers, nothing like that. And you get close to the area on the map. Now I want Raz, I want you to give me a nature check so you can track this. I think nature is tracking. Let me double check. I believe that it is.
That or survival.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
nature's
there's-
tracking.
I think the survival is like yeah.
Knowing where to find food and shit like that.
Yeah.
Alright, 1 second.
Nature is recall lore about terrain, plants, animals, weather. So yeah, give me a survival check. I think you're proficient in survival checks.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Survival.
Yep, survival. Oh, roger that. Oh, nice. Yeah, you follow the map, and the constable actually did a really good job pinpointing the location on the map, because off into the distance you can see that there's a sort of like a rock outcropping, and it's overgrown with a lot of vegetation, a lot of vines, you see a couple large nests up on top of the rock outcropping. But you see something that's also what sets off everything is you see a small plume of smoke coming up and starting to drift over the trees. Probably, especially with your instincts of nature and everything, probably a campfire. So I'm going to move you guys and gals over to a new map. Alright, so there's a lot of cover in this area. Everybody's tokens are on the right hand side. So you should be able to target your token. You should be able to see everything. So as you guys are starting to creep up on this, you hear that there is a lot of laughing and whatnot going around a campfire. Every square is 5 feet as a grid. So as you guys are in this bush-choked dell, a short distance from the Cairn Road, you can see this makeshift camp, and it is in front of the cave entrance that the constable told you about. You know, you guys are under the thick of bushes and whatnot, and you're all being quiet at this point in time. So I'm not making you do any kind of stealth checks yet. So, you know, as you see 4 surly humans, and as you guys are scoping them out, one of them walks into the cave. So there's now 3 outside, and I will go ahead and take one of these off of the map. Yeah, you can see that there's definitely looks like a makeshift camp. Looks like they're cooking something. Looks like they're cooking some kind of, like, a boar or something. You can see the smoke coming off of the fire. You know, they're sitting on logs. You can see a couple tents. You can see some gear that's stacked up. They've got it pretty good. Plus, you know, like I said, they have that cave too, so they definitely can stay dry. And there's a lot of shrubbery, a lot of foliage around, so you're able to conceal yourselves pretty good. Now, what are you guys wanting to do?
Donk's gonna run at him. No.
Donk, you want to run at him?
Closer.
No.
Donk's gonna get out his throwing rock.
Step back.
Alright. So, where are you wanting to move to, Raz?
I got. I want to move behind this rock right over here.
Alright, yeah, there's a nice tall tree with, you know, some foliage under it. So let's get you up there, and you can see that they're, you know, give me a perception check. I wanna see if you hear anything. I mean, you're about 45, 50 feet away, so. Nah, you don't hear anything yet. You can hear the voices mumbling, and you can hear some laughs every once in a while, and, you know, nothing in particular. You can't really make anything out. They're definitely all human. From what you can see, you're trying to peek around the tree and, you know, peek over the rock. And it appears that they're all human. Now this tree, you know, the tree is tall. So the tree that's in front of you, the rock, this is not a bush. This is a tree. So, you know, it's up about, you know, 20 feet. But the rock is basically keeping you concealed with some small vegetation on the floor. Now, depends on what you want to do. I mean, right now they don't know that you're there. I mean, they don't hear anything. Not right now. Now, if you want to get closer, you know, you're possibly going to be taking a slight risk getting a little bit closer because of it is wide open in the area where you're at, except for that rock, you know. But you're not wearing heavy armor, so you're not going to have a disadvantage roll on your stealth, which is a good thing. It's not like Donk running up and trying to do a stealth check and
come on, man! I'm like a giant.
Plate.
I'm a fat ninja. I'm just
Beverly Hills
around.
Ninja. Chris
That's
Farley,
right.
the Beverly. That was such a great movie.
Which way? So do we want to do an initiative to know what everybody's going to do, or do we just going to kind of go off one at a time? And
That's
see what we're doing?
That's up to you guys. What you want to do. I mean, if Raz wants to go back, and because really you guys can where you guys are at. I mean, there's a lot of foliage, but Raz is about the only one that can actually really see what's going on right now.
So
and everybody else is basically everybody else is basically concealed in this little little slough that's in between all of these large brushes and bushes and.
Yeah, so I want to head back and kind of tell them what I see. That I see.
Well, just as you're starting to head back to the party, I was gonna say something. That other bandit comes back out, so there's all 4 of them are back out. So he comes out of the cave system. He was only in there for probably 3 to 5 minutes.
Do I see him come back?
Yeah, he sits back down on one of the logs. You can see that they've got sort of like a ring of logs around the fire, and they're all taking turns turning this hog over the fire. Looks like they're fixing to eat pretty good.
I'm thinking sneak attack. Take out as many as we can as quietly before the rest of them get alerted. If we could take out one or two, that makes this an easier fight.
I will run and hit him in the head with my hammer.
Oh, no, shh.
Hush.
I have a crossbow. I could shoot from here, or perhaps a little bit closer.
I do too.
Same here. We're gonna. So I'm gonna.
I have a dagger. And a long sword.
Those of us that have the ability to move up quietly should do so and try launching some sort of sneak attack. Just a thought.
So we all just roll stealth if we want to think we can move up there. I can only move 30 feet at a time.
And as you guys left town, it was actually pretty nice out, but now there's a very light rain starting to come down.
Doesn't affect me. I'm used to the cold, being on the mountains.
Yeah.
So Dave, is this a tree or is this a bush? The one
these are all large bush.
Large bush. Okay, so I can I get behind there by moving half my speed?
Like 70s bushes. That kind.
Ladies.
Ladies. Yeah, there's several tall trees, and I'll point those out to you. So, this in the middle of the map, that's like a large tree. This over here on the bottom, these are pretty much large trees. Everything else is pretty much a bush, except for this tree up here by the entrance. There's that tree.
Before we start combat, does anybody want to take a break real quick?
Yeah, let's take a break. What are you guys doing with these bandits? Raz, you got back to the others.
I think Raz and I are gonna stealth up, and then anybody else that can reach them from a safe distance.
Yeah, I can move up to right about.
Yeah, I see you guys breaking out all the different colored rulers. It's kind of funny. I'm like, what are they thinking about? What plan are they devising up in the other channel?
Sasha wants to go in and steal their gold.
Well, yeah.
Of course.
Don't want the food they're
We
cooking.
all want to aim at the same target?
Yeah, we could all, or two of them.
You pick two.
Yeah.
Like maybe this guy in the white shirt, and maybe this guy, who knows.
Yeah.
Whatever. Two to the front. Closest.
Yeah, I agree.
When one goes down and the others fire at the other one?
Yeah.
Well, they're really
Right,
getting technical.
Try and hit as many as you can.
I'm gonna do this with
When they notice that.
the next pair of bandits that attack him back.
Dave, do I actually have a clear shot from where I am?
Uh,
I've got range, but is this
yeah,
gonna
you
be a
got the
clear shot
range,
for me, or
not really, because you got the rock right here. This rock here extends out to like right here, so yeah, you don't have a clear shot. I mean, which one are you trying to shoot? Because they're gonna get some partial cover because of the rock. I mean, you guys can move around too. It's just that rock in the middle is kind of killing you guys.
Yeah,
For
I
ranged
wanted to
weapons,
move
that is.
closer.
You know what I mean? And then you have the tree trunk also. That's down there. Because those branches don't float in the air, you know.
Alright, well she's definitely pulling her black cloak over her and going into stealth mode there. I'm gonna start heading up.
All right,
Yeah,
so
Rap's got her
yeah,
head
you're
on.
using all of the foliage to your advantage. So you can sneak up to the rock. You know, you two ladies, you can sneak up to the rock without any kind of penalties, without any kind of stealth rolls. You know, they're jibber jabbering up there. They're having a good old time. Looks like they're starting to carve some of that
Kelkazine will move up
pig
too.
off. Kelkazine, I want you to see that you're in what, leather, right? You're in leather, aren't you? Or
Yes,
are you
I'm
in?
leather.
You don't have any disadvantage, so yeah, you can sneak up too.
No.
Isn't that nice being a fighter wearing leather armor and still having a kick-ass AC? I like it.
I have no armor.
You'll still be able to get up
But
to
I've got a kick-ass AC.
21 AC, even with leather armor.
Sneak up over here, maybe, or at least like right as close as I can get around this tree to get a good shot without being seen.
Well, there's really no foliage under the tree because all of this tree right here that's in front of you, I'm pinging in the middle of the tree. This is about, the branches are about 10 feet off the ground. So the only thing that's down there is a tree trunk. Now, if you want to go to the tree trunk, which is about right here, you can do that. But you're going to need to make you're going to be able to make you're going to have to make a stealth check, a dexterity stealth check. If you want to get that close, you're going to need to.
So what about from where I am right now? If I want to use my crossbow, is that going to be? Are they going to get cover from where I am?
From where you're at, no, because you're you are out in the wide open, but they are they do have their backs facing you, and they are paying a lot of attention to that pig that they're starting to slice on the rotisserie. So yeah, you can get a clear shot from where you're at now without cover. You can get a clear shot on this guy here or this guy here. But if you want to try to get a shot on this guy or this guy you won't even be able to shoot because of the trunk, the tree. But this guy is going to have partial cover, which I'll add 2 to his armor class if you attack him. But the guy in the white and the guy to the left of the white, you can attack those freely with no penalty.
I'm going to shoot the guy in the white, and I can use sneak attack, right? Because he doesn't see me coming.
I will give you guys 1 round of surprise. Well, and what that is in D&D 5e is everybody gets to take all of their actions. You can do your movement, you can do a standard action, and you can do a bonus action. So if you guys will have surprise. You guys do have the element of surprise, simply because they're grub festing up there, man. They've got a pig smorgasbord going on. So all right, you guys want to go ahead and start your attack. So you guys have the element of surprise, and who's going to go first? I guess you would probably go first, Sasha.
I guess I'm going to shoot the guy in the white.
Okay, so on your macro, when you hit it, you're going to take the best of the 2 rolls because you're going to have advantage also. And when you have advantage, and when you're coming out of a stealth or advantageous position, you're going to get sneak attack. So go ahead and do your longbow or your hand crossbow. You got advantage, so 24 versus AC. I'm not even going to look because I know that's probably a hit. So you're going to hit for a total of 4 damage, but you're going to add in the sneak attack too. So you're going to do a total of 7 damage to this guy right here in the white, correct?
Yes.
Alright. So when you strike this guy right in the back of the shoulder with an arrow, with your bolt, you notice that he does go into a weakened condition as he screams in terror as that bolt just shreds right through his whatever armor that he does have and just embeds itself into basically into the bone of his shoulder, and he's screaming. And everybody now the bandits are now looking around. What in the hell's going on? And they're grabbing their scimitars. So it looks like they all are wielding scimitars. So you guys still have the element of surprise. So we'll just go right on down the line. Donk, what are you gonna do? I'm giving these bandits, I think they're, 12 hit points apiece?
Sorry about that. I was going to say,
No
Dave,
problem.
I'm going to do a dash. And get close to them. I'm going to do a double movement.
Did they give the Goliath 30 feet movement, right? So you can move 60
30
as your
feet.
dash?
Yeah, I
go
can go
for
60.
it. All right, so let's go ahead and go with Theo. What shall the Teller of Tales do? They're 2d8
Go ahead
plus
to move
2.
up,
Let's give them 14 hit
get
points.
where they can see and hear me, and then go ahead and do a Dissonant Whispers. Or, which one's the level 1? 1 second.
Well, Dissonant Whispers is your level 1 spell, and Vicious Mockery is your level 0 cantrip.
Okay, so yeah, so Dissonant Whispers. I'm gonna affect them all.
Well, I believe Dissonant Whispers is a single creature that can hear you. I believe. Let's look at your sheet really quick.
Okay, yeah, it's just 1.
I like that. I like that though. I like the enthusiasm of taking out multiple creatures with that though. I do appreciate it. So which one are you going to attack?
I'm gonna go with Greenie McGreenerson.
Okay, you're going to go with the. All right, that's actually a bandit with a scimitar. You see him just picking up his scimitar that was kind of, the point of it was stuck into the ground, acting as like an earthen sheath. So he pulls the scimitar out and he turns around and looks at you eye to eye, just as you do your verbal components to your spell. So all you do is just hit the macro. That's all you do, man. So that's a hell of a macro. That's a big macro, but that's the whole entire spell. So as you verbally lash that out, I have to do a Wisdom saving throw, which is a 12 DC. So let me do my Wisdom saving throw. Let me look at my Wisdom on my bandit. Oh yeah, I don't think he'll be making this. Big fat +0. Holy shit! He definitely,
womp,
yeah,
womp, womp,
he fails that. Alright, so you do a total of 9 psychic damage. So he is affected, he's in a weakened condition now, and if he attacks by the end of his next round, he has disadvantage basically. So I'm going to put the like a little red mark on him to remind me, and I'm also going to turn the token red. So you're a new player with me, Theo, and I know Torque and 603, you two know this, but every time I turn a token red, that means that it's at least 50% hit points or lower, sort of like how 4th edition was with Bloodied. But I call it weakened condition, so there's nothing really officially in 5e for half or lower. Something that I've just kind of like house ruled in to give
Nice.
the virtual the virtual feel. Playing on a virtual tabletop, you can actually see, because you would be able to see anyway. If you were fighting, you would be able to see someone, blood gushing out of his neck, with an arrow lodged into it. So that's why I like to do that. Alright, so that's it for Theo. Raz, what are you going to do? What are you going to light up?
I'm going to take out my crossbow and aim it for the guy with the shield.
Alright. Are you going to bonus action use Hex or anything? Or to get your Hex? Or you have... No, you don't even have Hex yet.
No,
my bad!
I don't have anything.
Not Hex, but Hunter's Mark. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I did put Hunter's Mark on your macro, I think, but we won't really count that until level 3.
I don't have that yet.
Yeah, and then we'll also add another line for Colossus Slayer too. All right, so you're with advantage. You're 20 versus armor class, and which one are you attacking?
I'm attacking the one with the shield.
Okay, the one on the very end. All right, so you hit with a 20 versus armor class. You hit for a total of 9 damage, basically lodging that arrow into his neck, and blood is just squirting onto the bandit beside him. And they're just in disarray now. They have no freaking clue what's going on. All right, so he is down in a weakened condition. Holy shit, you guys are like kicking these guys' ass in 1 round. So that's really good, though. I'm happy about that. So next up is looks like Kel Kazim.
Use a light crossbow and I'm gonna shoot this guy here.
All right. This guy right here, right? The one that I pinged? Nice. Yep. All right, cool.
And that's a 20.
Nice. That's a crit. So you crit for a total of 11 piercing damage. as the arrow basically lodges into between his eyes as he's looking around trying to gather his bearings. He turns around and this bolt